Sorry about that. Thank you, Ross. And our last Athletic Council candidate, Zach Redding.
Good evening, fellow Mountaineers. How are we tonight? My name is Zach Redding. I'm a freshman political science major from Hanover, Pennsylvania. I am a brother of the Kappa Sigma fraternity, and I'm a proud member of the Mountaineer Choice. I am running for athletic council, and I will help our club sports teams. Club sports here at WVU are great. We have some of the top-ranked teams in the nation. And unfortunately, some of those teams aren't funded enough for their equipment and their facilities. For instance, our boxing team is one of the top 10 teams in the country. They don't even have a ring. That needs to be changed. We can change it. We can. With the proper partnership with local businesses, as well as the Alumni Association, we can get this funding. Also, I would like to get sports rentals in the mountain lair. You know, you can come in with your ID, give it to them. You can take it out to the green and utilize it, rather than sitting inside. Again, I'm Zach Redding, and I represent the club sports voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Oh, I got this one more time.
Zach, you've stated that the biggest student fan behavior problem is profanity. How do you plan to deal with the issue of profanity without curbing student enthusiasm?
Well, my main platform is club sports, but Riley and I have been doing a lot of work with his campaign, Watch the Ears. We want to get banners outside the stadium, or outside the Coliseum in the stadium. We want to hand out little pamphlets saying Watch the Ears. It's completely unnecessary to throw something at a coach. That can cost our team the game. That Pitt game was very close a couple weeks ago. Can you imagine if we lost that game just because someone threw a quarter on the floor? All right. Thank you, guys. Vote Mountaineer Choice. I'm Zach Redding.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of At this time, we'll start the second half of the debate, and this will truly be the debate. We'll follow the following process. We have, as we were noted earlier, the DA, the Mountaineer Jeffersonian, and U92 present, and they will be posing questions to both the Mountaineer Choice Party and the Pirate Party. Once the question is posed to the individual party, they will have 2 minutes to reply. The opposing party will have a 1-minute rebuttal, and then it will go back to the original party for a 30-second wrap-up. Are we ready? All right. We'll start with the first question from the DA.
Hello? Okay. This question is for the Pirate Party. Each year, candidates typically run on the same platforms and recycle the same ideas. How does your party's platforms differ from the other?
This is very easy. We've come up with a new campaign this year. We're starting with change. We're going to end this campaign with change. If you look around, listen to our issues and listen to our ideas, they are different. Reform and opportunity. Reform student government. Get it out of this 30-person clique. Move out into leaders of student organizations and reach out to students. Get more students involved. Bring their ideas with us. The leaders of the student organizations are the true leaders here on campus, and their voices need to be heard.
With that being said, we've come up with two kinds of platforms. One, we have what we call standard platforms, which are essentially transportation, book prices, the things you hear year after year. Because one, it is very important to continue what we've accomplished in the past and to keep the discussion going so students never get taken advantage of. But at the same time, we've also come up with a different kind of platform called innovative platforms. Platforms which are new, which students have not heard of before or who have not seen before, which will greatly improve their life in the next coming year. These innovative platforms are also short, and for an example of one of our innovative platforms is helping with the CAC, okay? And many candidates come and say, hey, we're gonna help with the CAC, but what do the CAC students actually want? Well, one, they want a place to lie down, because one, the Mountaineer, we have a Vandalia lounge, and it's perfect. Lots of student rest over there, but the CAC, they have almost nothing. They have wooden benches. And these students, these musicians and artists who spend a lot of their time working there deserve some place to rest comfortably because posture for them is of utmost importance. That's one of our innovative platforms, as well as Kyle Hess, one of our governors before, has an innovative platform of technology, Evan Bonstetter with scholarships, and Rashad Bates with Reforming Up All Night. These are platforms you normally do not hear about year after year, and they are innovative and inspiring. Thank you very much, Dave.
Now, the Mountaineer Choice, you have a minute to respond.
All right, well, thank you. First off, I keep hearing the Pirate Party say we stand for reform and change. We stand for reform and change. And that's great. But the Mountaineer Choice, we're not trying to reform success. I believe that WVU's student government does some wonderful things. In fact, last night we invited Governor of the Year candidates Molly Wilson and Taylor Richmond, as well as Paul Cass, Whitney Wright Peters, and Jason Parsons, to give a little input on our governors, what they were doing right, what they were doing wrong, and things they needed to add into their speeches. I supported every change to the Constitution and the Elections Code that previously gave the advantage to affluent students who were going to run for SGA last night at the Election Code review. I believe why not use the success of previous administrations and learn from their mistakes to move on with SGA and to complete some of the great things that they've done for us in the past years.
And then Pirates, you have a 30-second rebuttal.
Terrific. With that being said, no, like I said, with the standard platforms, we do not want to divert the success that's already been there. But at the same time, we want to represent students differently. For example, who do you think knows more about club sports? The Club Sports Association, the Club Sports President, or the candidate sitting right up here? We're not going to say, hey, listen, come to us with your issues, and then we're going to speak to the president of this university, come back and tell you what's going on. No, that's ridiculous and that's time-consuming. What we need to do is put the experts in the fields, the Club Sports Presidents, the Club Sports Association, put them on the front line, put them on the committee, and in that way, show them to the president. Bring them with us to the president of this university to make change.
All right, this question is for the Mountaineer Choice Party. How much money have you spent on your campaign this year? What did you use the money for? And how does your spending reflect your platform?
I think this is a good question. I'm going to take this off. We've spent the money that's designated in the elections code. What we spent that money on are T-shirts. We spent that on snacks and things like that we can give, and we spent it on our coupons, our pieces of paper. You can print off 6,000 not coupons, but pieces of paper with our ticket on it for about $70. They say that they spend less money than us, yet I see them at Towers, when we bring 50 hamburgers, they bring 300 hamburgers, and they're out there giving hot dogs and stuff like that until 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, they can say that they don't have a whole bunch of money to spend on their campaign, but we don't have a whole bunch of money to spend on our campaign. We've raised every single cent of money that we're spending on our campaign. And just because they say that they're not spending a whole lot of money on their campaign and they're against elitism, listen, our campaigns look very similar. The only thing that's different is that they're sitting in the mountain lair and we're going out and knocking on doors. We're not just sitting in the mountain lair. There's students outside of the mountain lair. We're outside of the mountain lair. We're in the Creative Arts Center. We're in the rec center. We're in Towers. We're knocking on doors. My knuckles have bruises on them from knocking on doors in apartments because I want to hear every voice, not just the voice in the mountain lair. Now listen, we've stayed within the guidelines stated by our elections code and what our expenditures are. And I've seen their expenditure report. I've seen our expenditure report. Their expenditure report said $0 on it. Now that's not true. Now, we have highlighted what we're spending our money on, and we are staying within the budgets. Now, I'll defend that all day.